Hello, my name's John, and today we're going to have lots of fun, concentration, meditative thought throughout the process, craft skills which you have got, because if I've got them, you certainly have, and we're going to talk about unalomi. Now, unalomi means Buddhist symbols. Unalomi spelt with a U, and the rest of it is dead straightforward, unalomi. So Buddhist symbols, we're going to look at them, what they mean. I'm going to show you the ones that I made and how, if you want to, you can make them and you'll experience what I experienced, which is I had so much meditative thought that I spent about 3 weeks doing it. I dragged it right out because it was lots and lots of fun. Well, 3 weeks, a few hours a day, because you can see I put quite a lot of work into it, but it's up to you. Now, let us have a look. What I did was I downloaded quite a lot of the unalomi off the internet, and they are here. That's a unalomi, which is, you'll recognize a lot of these shapes, but we will talk about them. We will talk about them. This is what I downloaded, and then what you do is there's nothing on that one, you downsize them to fit a canvas, a white canvas. Let's put those aside. A white canvas which I had to buy online because we don't have a shop that sells them on Magnetic Island. So there's the white canvas, and then I painted them just a slightly darker colour than the wall, so that they actually stood out, but only a little bit. It was all very zen. But they stand out just enough to be just a little bit obvious, and you wonder what's going to happen. But of course, then you get to the painting, which you will see in a moment. And then the fun starts. You downsize them to fit the canvas that I've just shown you. I used a soft pencil. I tried charcoal, but it was too messy. A soft pencil, and traced them onto the canvas, which is now, in my case, a kind of a cream colour. And there you've got it. You've got your kind of almost painting by numbers look. The colours that you use are entirely up to you. You can't make mistakes with this. This is if you do it. You can't make mistakes, because if you do, you can add flourishes, you can add dots, and I'll explain what all the symbols mean in a minute. So you're basically creating your own symbols, and you're adding symbols that are official. And you can't make mistakes, because if you do, you can paint over them with either another colour or the original, that cream wash that I put on. Let's have a look what we did. This is the first one I did. Now, this is quite obviously male and female, which, and the official one didn't have any difference at all between the two. So I added what I decided was a womb. So you can do your own bit of playing around. The colours are all mine. You'll see that I use a lot of the complete colours of the rainbow to do this. What did I use? I used, obviously, bright. In my case, I used enamel colours, but you can use oils. Now, you could do the whole thing on paper. You could do the whole thing on canvas. You could use felt tips. You could use crayons. You could use pencils. You can do what you like. You can experiment. The black lines, what did I use? I tried a pencil. I tried charcoal. Too big, too fat. So I used a black Indian ink pen. That was good, because it made it big, bold and strong. So you can see you don't need artistic skills, and if you noticed, I have a very shaky right hand, so if I can do this, so can you. It took a long time, but the whole thing is very meditative, because you're very aware of what you're doing. You are, especially when we get to the ones with the lotuses and the Om symbol, you'll start to realize that the meditation, the sort of journey towards enlightenment becomes really, really interesting, because you are helping people to see it, because you're creating it in an art form. So let's pop that one there. Oh yes, really that womb there, that was just my idea. I wanted them to look like a difference, so that was my idea. So we'll stick that one there, see if it works. I'll prop it up and we'll leave them there, see if it works. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. Right. This is a goodie, because this one explains this one explains what all the symbols mean. It usually, the black line, which sometimes goes the other way, the black line is being centered, aiming towards enlightenment, which is the dot at the bottom. So that is enlightenment. This is, you're centered, heading towards enlightenment. So it starts here. It could be the other way around, but I've done a sort of an end point there as well, so it could actually go in either direction, because there's a bit of a straight line here. Life's journey is wiggles and colours and going wrong and side tracks and journeys and things like that. So let's take it in this direction. We go down, we go off on a side track, life's journeys, we go on a bit of sort of almost enlightened down here. We go down here, wiggle, 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 wiggle. Really centered, really centered, really centered, enlightenment down there. So that's how it works. That's the basic shapes of an unalomi. Now, we then get this one. I talked about all the colours of the rainbow. That's my idea. You can do what you like. You don't have to have all the colours of the rainbow. They're mine. I just liked it. It just felt good. And if it feels good, then it is good, because it's yours. And this, of course, is symbolic of the lotus, which the lotus meaning growing from beauty, growing from mud, basically. Beauty growing from mud. Or the other way round, we've got the journey starting, and of course this is enlightenment coming out of the lotus in that direction, or usually the curly-whirly bit here is where you start, as you'll see in one or two of the others. That's where you start. That's where sort of your journey starts. But in this case, you can go in either direction, and you've got the dots, which mean enlightenment. So that's that one. It's entirely up to you, the craftsperson that makes this. Now, the next three are similar, but different. This one, let me move slightly over here so you can see it, so I can see it too. This one does start in the right direction. This starts down here. The red dot was a mistake. It doesn't really matter. I decided it was a sort of a side track. So your curly-whirly start to life, to your journey towards enlightenment starts down here, and it goes through all of these colours of the rainbow of life, up through. Now this is symbolic of the lotus, but it still goes in this direction, and from the lotus we can go straight to enlightenment. So there's a bit of a straight line here through the lotus into the enlightenment of the dots. That's that one. Let's keep going. This one, similar. This one is simpler. This one is starting here. The shading, the colouring is not only yours to play around with, but as I say, you can't make a mistake, because if you do, you use this colour, this base colour, to cover up your mistakes. And at the end, the smudges that you would inevitably have, you cover them up using this. So the journey starts down here. I outlined, you can see there's an outline there of the black Indian ink to make it very clear and very bold. All the colours, then the straight line, through the lotus, and this one actually doesn't include enlightenment as such, but it's very enjoyable to do, believe me, it's good fun. Put that there. Now this one, you will certainly recognise some of this one. This one includes just about everything except the straight line. It doesn't need the straight line because it has got, this has got, and you can see you can go in any direction to get enlightenment with this, because it has got the lotus up here with enlightenment beyond it. It's got the now this is interesting. In our sort of tradition, this is Om. In an Indian tradition, this is Aum, which is actually 3 syllables, but it's whatever you decide to call it, Aum, Aum, or Om, whatever, but that's that, which of course is a My Health logo, and it's beautiful. So in this particular case, we have the Om, a journey, and enlightenment. In this way, we have the Om, the lotus, and enlightenment. So this is a very special one. It's good. I like that one. You can see that this is, you do your own interpretation. If you do this, it is entirely up to you what the colours are. It's entirely up to you whether you use canvas or paper or wood or slate. It's entirely up to you if you use felt tip pens or crayons. The meditative thought that goes into this is why I prolonged it for several weeks. These hang on our wall on Magnetic Island, and we look at them every day. They're lovely. They're lovely. We're very pleased with them. Okay? Namaste.